one of the less complex, I mean, there's a lot of activity and mind focus that needs to happen during these games, but you can take a simple game like Simon Says and you can make it more difficult, as in, we all know how to play Simon Says. You have the person at the front. Simon Says, raise your arm. Now, you can make it difficult by saying, if I say Simon Says, raise your right arm, you have to do the opposite. So if in a homeschool setting, you're going to have students and kids at different levels of the complexity that you want. So it is great for those who do have the siblings, because you can still play the same game. They're both engaged in that game, one at their level.
Yes. So you add different rules onto the same play.
Yep.
Yep. Very cool.
So Kevin, because you're 9 and you've played this game for 12 years or whatever, then we're going to have you do the opposite. Whereas we're going to have little Kimberly, she's only 5, so she's just going to copy. So you guys all have your rules, ready, set, go.
and those rules are the basis for all of our games, because they, I guess what they do is help us to move from being creatures that are dictated by our environment and more internal control beings, which is ultimately the goal of learning, rather than responding to the environment because of the environment is telling us to do something. It's I'm responding because I've thought about it intellectually, which is, for instance, with Simon Says, we're given a rule, and we're also we see someone put their right hand up, and it's Simon Says, put your right hand up, but the rule is to put the opposite one up, and so it's this internal control.
You have to filter it, and it requires a lot of brain processing to do that.
And then if you add the metronome or the stopwatch to it, it makes it even more difficult. And it builds that resilience too, which is super important for just getting through life.